All right, let's go get started. Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome back to the channel. And today, checking out the full release of Sineus Arena Survivors, which released back on June 22nd, 2026, so a little bit of a week ago at the time of this recording. You'll fight hordes and defend your stronghold in a bullet heaven survivor-like with co-op and tower defense. Gain power-ups every level, collect random artifacts from chests, and grow stronger to survive. Defeat the boss and claim a top spot on the Sineus Arena leaderboards. At the time of the release from the game, it looks like this game released two mixed responses, mixed reviews, more or less, mostly because it looked like it stemmed from online connectivity issues, crashes, and overall progression seemed to be a little bit grindy. But since then, they released some patches pretty quickly to kind of upend how the structure of this game was made. And they've mostly fixed the online from what it looks like. I have not played cooperative in this game so far, but so far I've had 0 crashes, and it's a pretty good time overall. And it looks like they also changed how some of the unlocks work in and of themselves. So we're going to check it out for a little bit here today. If you like this sort of content here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think of Sineus Arena Survivors, and as always, there will be a link down in the description if you'd like to check out the game for yourself. Now, overall, my feelings are still kind of mixed, but we're going to go through that as we play through the game. I'm going to show you what we have here in the hub area. This is the main menu, but also activates as, or acts as the hub. Over here, we talk to this guy right here. It kind of talks about what the hub is like. We can take these little power pads if we want, don't want to walk ourselves down. And this is kind of our hub area, and it builds up as we basically take levels into our progression, as far as I know, because I think these buildings do actually go up in some level. You can see right here, I have a chest to open. We're going to open up that, and we're going to open up some rewards. Looks like I have basically whenever you're unlocking stuff, you're basically unlocking pieces towards those, like puzzle pieces. I can hit open one more time as I'm leveling up. Looks like I unlocked some more stuff. If you collect all the pieces, you can then effectively unlock them permanently. So it looks like I have a piece of a skin for the guy I'm playing right now. So we'll walk out of here. If I go ahead and hit escape, you can see I have several heroes I can select from. We're going to be using Riven. I just unlocked this guy. He uses the bow, it pierces targets, and every time he levels up, he gets a passive 2% damage boost per level that he levels up. You can also see the different skins he can level up, which is pretty cool, and you can see the other characters I've unlocked. How do you unlock those other characters? Well, I think there's also quests that you can take to unlock them, but you can also go through here, as you saw with the chest pieces that we were unlocking, or the puzzle pieces. You can actively unlock these guys, but open up the chest that you can that you get by leveling up your overall profile. You do that by coming in here, seeing this quest tab, and as we complete different challenges, such as giving Revan to level 40, we can claim our own little rewards over here. You can see we have these acorns, and we also have these little gems right there. And we basically want to kind of go through all of these and claim everything we can. We can just claim them by clicking them like this, and that gives us some more stuff to basically work towards. And it looks like we got a scroll there. I don't even know what that scroll is for. And it looks like I've almost completed 50 quests, and a lot of these characters are actually locked behind doing specific things, or you can straight out use this currency to purchase them. Any point in time you don't actually want to effectively use the natural progression to unlock them, we have all of our tabs for our different weapons, as well as our artifacts and our scrolls. Artifacts are passive pieces of gear we pick up in our runs. And then scrolls are essentially our passives, more or less, such as being able to collect XP from a further range, adding additional projectiles or whatnot. And then bonuses is your overall account progression, and this is what you will spend little acorn icons on. So by default, you only have 2 weapon slots and 2 scroll slots open up. If I wanted to buy another weapon slot, for instance, I can go in here and select this. Boom, now I have 4 weapon slots actively available. You can also choose to buy like reroll attempts if you want, like I just did there. See, gain acorns from all sources. That's pretty cool. Unlocks the toggler. We also have skip attempts here. I might buy like one of that. And we can also ban something from that. That's nice. We can go ahead and grab that as well. And then also I might go ahead and take the opportunity to also, let's see if we can unlock something else. We got 18 of these shards. I don't want to unlock a new character. I don't think I have enough to, I actually do have enough to unlock another character. Sineus himself, I guess this is the final character in the game, cannot be unlocked until you complete 20 quests, which I'm wondering if this is a bug, because right now it's 0 of 20. But if we go to our quest log, I believe it says we've completed 30 quests, so I'm not entirely certain what you all have to do necessary in order to lock him specifically, if that's bugged or not. We can unlock a new character, or can we unlock a new weapon? Looks like we have some weapons that are looking to be freed up pretty soon. Maybe we try a new one. Let's see, we got 15 for those, 15, 50. I'm kind of curious about, there's this tornado one. Moves from one enemy to another. And it looks like a little ship in a bottle. Ooh, and that only costs 7. Oh, I should have got lightning ball. That sounds pretty cool. Maybe next time. But we did unlock lightning in a bottle. Or a tornado, moves from one enemy to another. That could be pretty cool. And now it's time to get our run going. After we basically picked up all of our options, it says there's another chest here. Oh, I guess I picked up enough keys from a chest. Ooh, and we unlocked something else. What is that? And anything unlocked with this one? Nope. Okay. So we'll go back into our collections here. And let's see. It was an artifact, I believe. No? Was it a scroll? I unlocked something. Oh, there it is. What is this? This was plus 10 magnet. Oh, so basically getting stuff from a range. That's not that great. But now we've collected all of our rewards. We basically can hit right click and we can start game. You do want to make sure you have the correct character selected in order to go into your maps. As of right now, there are only 2 maps available in the game. This game does retail for $10.99 usually. So honestly, it's not bad, but I would like to see more maps added to the game. We're gonna go ahead and do the Shroom Vegas and show that one off, since the other one has been playable in the demo since they revealed it. And now we've basically got our gameplay mode going in here. So this says it was tower defense, but this game is not really centered around the tower defense, which is kind of a little bit of a bummer, but I guess overall we can kind of deal with it a little bit. So overall what's going to happen is these buildings are more of a power-up for your main character. I'm going to go and take this epic option for our projectiles. It's going to increase the projectile count as well as give us additional crit chance. And we're going to build up a first building. Shards are currency we pick up from killing enemies. We can use to purchase to open up chests as well as build up buildings and buy new upgrades. And then the choices that are given to you are random. If you have reroll options, you can then reroll. But I am going to go with the Mage's Guild. Let's go and grab that. And now we can increase our jump height, increase to our elite damage. And every time we buy something from here, it is going to be a random option that's going to be given to us. We can have up to 3 buildings for our structure. That is our main threshold right there. And that's how we're going to transition to other areas in the game. We also have 1 building thingy on here. This will allow us to build a defensive tower around our base. And then let's see, we got leveled up. Let's get a new choice here. I don't want Kamini. Kamini basically is a little ball that floats around you and does damage on contact. It's okay. It's not great. I'm going to keep on increasing the damage of our bow for now. But I'm going to go ahead and kill enemies, open little bags of shards around us. And I'll work up towards opening up the other 2 buildings around our tower. After we do that, we're going to venture away from the tower. We got regeneration. We got Grand Blade. That's basically a great sword that you can cleave enemies in front of you. I'm going to opt to keep on leveling up our bow. Let's build our next building. And it looks like we have Builder's Guild, Tavern, and Temple. I'm going to go with the Tavern.
Built it.
And now we can build artifacts
because I could.
to give us a passive benefit at all times. And I'm going to go ahead and get Obsidian because that's going to give us a 10% damage upgrade. And then we're going to build up our next building, which requires 30 shards. There we go. And let's see what we got over here. We got luck, survivability, stat, and upgrades, and damage and combat stat upgrades. I'm going to go with the temple here because I would like some survivability upgrades. I'm going to go with, let's get a little bit of luck in here. And from here on out, we can pretty much leave this place if we want to collect some more shards. So that way we can build more upgrades from those buildings. That being said, and we are going to be taking Tornado, the thing about the builder upgrades is you can only activate so many on a specific map. So essentially the way it plays out now is we are trying to unlock and find more rewards scattered across the map, challenges and whatnot. And as we do those things, we'll get powerful enough to find the final boss on the map, which you have to actually activate the final boss. And once we find the final boss and beat him, we are then able to transition to a next stage. As you can see there at the top of the screen, we do have a timer. At the end of our 10 minutes, we'll be transitioning to a final wave of enemies, and those enemies get ridiculously hard and they scale up pretty fast. So we kind of want to find the location of the final boss next, and it looks like I found him pretty quickly. And now he's also marked on our mini-map. And at any point in time we want to, we can engage combat with the boss there. I would say we're probably just a little bit underpowered, and I would go ahead and go out of my way to kind of complete these challenges. Over here, I found a monster den, and these things are definitely something you want to kill out, because every time you clear a monster den, you're going to find a free chest to open up. They'll do awesome things, like give us a legendary upgrades that are now going to make the crossbow we decided to pick up, make the shots ricochet twice, and also give us a lower cooldown. So that's pretty awesome. We unlocked another chest over here.
Shiny little thing.
And it looks like we found a smoldering ember. And that smoldering ember is going to make the game just 5% more difficult. That's fine. I don't... we could do that. You know what? I want another projectile, so I'm going to hold off on aura. Aura is basically what it sounds like. It's a little fairy that provides an aura around you. But I like this idea of being able to stack up the amount of projectiles that we have, which we're also getting a benefit from a scroll that I found. We can upgrade that scroll to provide us with even more projectiles, and every point we put into that projectiles thing increases projectiles for every single item on us that gives projectiles. So our bow would shoot more, our little octopus would send out another tornado, our crossbow would shoot another bolt, effectively increasing your DPS across the whole thing. This over here, you'll constantly build up those charges in the turret. As you can see up there in the top left, we have 0 of 1 buildings. That's basically effectively the turrets we set up. That recharges over time on its own, and whenever we find one of those little empty things, we can put up a new turret if we want. Let's go ahead and go with a bow upgrade. The Azure Flame Staff is pretty good as well. This is a shrine. It's like pretty much a gambling shrine. We can, it starts at a low amount of shards that you would sacrifice, but effectively, there's a chance that you can get a chest out of this, depending on how lucky you are. And it can take 2 times, it can take 5 times, but the amount of the shard cost goes up progressively each time you buy. We can try it out here in a second, just to say that we did. Increase our knockback and our total damage. Yes, we'll take that one. And we open a shard to give us plus 10 to our magnet. Let's go ahead and try to gamble away. First time it's 12 shards. Nope. 16, 22, 30, 40. Okay, so we spent a lot of shards there to open up this one. You might be better off just buying the chest overall, because the chests themselves have a flat cost and you know what they are up front to get the items out of them. Over here is a shrine. If we channel this, we'll get a passive upgrade. We did this once already, I believe. And looks like we got more tornadoes. We can also get a trident if we want to, but I don't think trident benefits from projectiles. I think it's just a stabbing weapon. There's another monster lair. Let's go ahead and fight this monster lair. And nothing here. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what, we're gonna ban something. Let's ban, I want to ban, is it working? I can't tell if I'm banning something or not. I kind of just re-roll then. I feel like that needs to be able to highlight a specific color to let us know that's happening. Increase the damage of our tornado. And whenever you do a lair, all you got to do is kill all the monsters that spawn from that lair. It looks like it was those frog enemies. And then we get a chest to open up. I'm going to go with a health scroll. So now we can level up health passively and get some more health. Let's do tornado again. Ooh, we can go for a feather here. Is this a... Oh, this is an artifact. Okay, we'll go with the +1 to the jump. We'll open this chest, and what do we get here? We got some attack speed. Gnarly. Alright, and we'll keep on making our way across the map. Looks like we have another little turret ready to be posted up somewhere. We could build onto, but I'm going to keep on running around. And now we also have a double jump. And I think because this guy has wings by default, our jump height is a little bit higher than it would normally be. Alright, got another artifact, or another upgrade. We'll go with the crit chance and projectile count on the crossbow. Little purse there, full of shards. And we got a little bumper right here we can use to get across the map, maybe cover some ground a little bit more. Ooh, we got a club. 15% increased damage against elites and bosses. And, ooh, there's an altar over there. After we grab this. Get away from me, you phantoms. And we got about 7 minutes and 13 seconds left on the clock in this area. See projectile count, range, crit chance. damage. I'm going to go for anything that's going to give us damage. Plus, the tornadoes is a new one for me because I want to kind of level them up to complete quests. There's usually one quest involving leveling up a weapon to plus 10 and then the one to plus 40. You can see our base all the way back over there. These areas are typically fairly circular in the way they function. The other map that was available in the demo had a lot more like cliffs and ways to obscure you from height and stuff like that. This one seems to be more flat ground and like a forest. Let's go ahead and take the health upgrade. Health is fairly important in this game. These little totems right here with the bells on them would make the game a little bit more difficult if you're into that sort of thing. I am going to hold off on this game, putting increasing difficulty on my own right, just because I mostly want to showcase this game to you guys. Let's see if we can get as far as we possibly can. We are only level 18, but things will kind of, tack up a little bit more as we get further in. But the good news is we already know where the boss is. And we should be plenty strong whenever we fight him. We'll have a good indicator in like 2 minutes when another boss will show up. And if we're doing decent boss damage against that boss, it should be a clear signal that we're ready to tackle on the next enemy, or the final boss. Let's go ahead and increase the size of our tornadoes. We got another shrine here, and now the waves of enemies. Whenever it says waves of enemies like that, it means that the enemies are traditionally scaling up just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit ban. Yep, okay, so the ban did work. And now we also got a builder choice upgrade. Summon Unicorn? We got a legendary trinket here, or artifact. What does that do? Oh, we literally summon a unicorn. And there's my fourth weapon I'm going to grab, my dagger. Okay, so now we got a killer unicorn with us. That's not something I've seen so far. I didn't even realize that summon unicorn was a thing. Looks like he kind of does his own thing, but he's kind of just running through enemies, so I'm going to let him. I don't know if summon unicorn is actually any good, but he's killing enemies. Ooh, looks like we found a magnet.
Power. Come to daddy.
Ooh, we got 2 additional tornadoes and a legendary upgrade in total for our tornado, so that's fine. Let's do the bow upgrade. Projectile count. And another builder upgrade. And these builder upgrades will basically give you a free level up in whatever they're doing over here. We're going to go with let's go with the barrier. That gives us a little blue bar over there on the left side of our health. It only gives us 6 barrier, but honestly, that's just still like a free hit to us that we're getting there. And now we can start making our way back to wherever the final boss is. As you look up there in the mini map in the top right hand corner, you can see the boss is in the red arrow direction. That's fine. That'll allow us to go by our base and buy some tower upgrades. Level up our dagger a bit more. The dagger throws out straight blades that can pierce enemies, and you can increase the maximum amount of enemies being pierced. A legendary cooldown upgrade for our daggers. That's nice. And it looks like we have another 2 altars right in front of us, which would be pretty awesome. I'm going to hold off on doing the tower upgrades, though. Actually, we'll get them on our way out. Projectile count. Ooh, this is 2 extra projectiles from all of our items. Absolutely. I'll grab that on the way out since it's right next to our base. You know what? I'm going to go with the armor. Whatever, we'll make that our 3rd scroll. I was trying to hope we get like a crit chance upgrade, but it'll be fine. Alright, boss is right around the corner. We'll open this, spend a little bit of money here. Looks like, ooh, we get 3 jumps now. Our boy can jump high. That's nice. There's a shrine all the way over there. Kind of curious about grabbing that myself.
Too much drama.
We can activate this boss.
Substance. Let's fix that.
And there's the Candle Knight. And once we beat the Candle Knight, we can then effectively... Ooh, we got 2 bosses at one time. Looks like that boss shows up at the 4-minute marker. We got a legendary health upgrade. We'll take the legendary health upgrade. As you see, I think we definitely have enough DPS to fight this boss. I think that this is an ability power-up. There we go. Oh, yeah. This guy had 46,000 health, and it's just getting melted like butter. There you go. And he's dead. And now we have 2 chests open up here. One from both of those bosses that showed up. 1% damage for each enemy killed. Nice. And let's see. We got projectile count. We got size. We got health. I'm going to go with health. And another one. We got another 10% additional movement speed for 20% total. I'm going to go for this altar. Then we're going to head back to the main base. And we're going to transition to the next level. This is the part of the game that doesn't tell you about, essentially. Let's see what we got here. We got armor. We're going to go for the 91 armor. So this is what the game doesn't tell you about. At this point, if you played games like Megabonk, you know that you're looking for a portal to get out of here. Matter of fact, hitting the portal was part of summoning the final boss for that area. But what this game doesn't tell you is exactly what you're supposed to do here. You're trying to make yourself basically go through 3 waves of maps that get progressively harder and end up in a final wave of these dudes. But in order to make it to the next map, you need to beat the final boss and then head back to your main base, which you can now see a light shining over there. That is the indicator that we can then interact with our base and then make it to the next transition. So if I make my way over that, we'll touch it, and then boom, all enemies are going to disappear, and the map is going to change. All the collectibles and stuff have been redistributed, essentially. Go ahead and find some upgrades. Take some armor. Gold from kills increased to 1.12. Regenerate. Yeah, we'll go for that. And that's all the upgrades we can take from that building. We'll come over here and check out the tavern. Poison surrounding enemies. That sounds pretty good. And we don't have any more upgrades for that. And certain enemies will give us builder upgrades. You'll see those anvils drop on the ground. And that's effectively our little thing indicating that one of our buildings will get upgrades to it. Let's go ahead and increase our luck just a little bit more. And now we're ready to start fresh again. We got another timer up there. As you can see, we had basically 12 minutes from what it looked like. Let's go ahead and build a turret right here. And as you build up your base, by the way, you'll also get like walls and stuff like that to keep out enemies. But when I said before, this game isn't really a tower defense. It isn't about defending your base at all. All those upgrades are really for you. And as far as I can tell, there's really no reason to stay in the base. Like, tower defense is the last thing that should be on your mind when you're playing this game. This game is all about finding these altars, opening the treasure chests, and clearing out monster lairs, as well as killing the final boss. Looks like we should be getting an achievement. There we go. And that's also completing a quest in game for getting our tornado to level 10 for the first time. And, ooh, dagger range increased by 10. Nice, that's a pretty good upgrade. And we're just going to want to collect these shards. So we got another monster base right here. Sometimes monster bases will be stacked right on top of each other, which are really nice. There is a building upgrade right there. Let's see, +2, or the tavern offers artifacts of rare quality or higher. I'm going to go with the +2 to the levels. I think some of these perks are actually fairly +2 to hero level. Ooh, yes please. Extra health to push our health from 460 to 500. We'll take it. And let's do... I'm going to do the projectile count, I think. Alright, open the chest that dropped. 30%, 30 HP regen per minute. Okay. Another monster layer here. And I will tell you right away, as things go up, if you don't take care of your armor, if you don't take care of your health, one shot is all it'll take to take you down. You will find out real fast. This game does not have iframes at any level. There is no effective way to dodge damage coming in, other than with the barrier, and lifesteal will not save you. Lifesteal is a stat in this game, but I guarantee you, lifesteal does nothing if you get hit for your entire health bar one time. Alright, go ahead and extend the range of our daggers even further. And I see another monster layer over there in the distance. We're on the lookout for that boss layer, though, for sure. I wish our projectile count could increase the unicorn as well. Alright, looks like we got ourselves a magnet right there we could utilize. I don't know if we've done enough to warrant a magnet, but now we got another club, so that gives us a total of 30% increased damage against elites and bosses, which will be nice for clearing out lairs. Ooh, we got 2 shrines literally stacked on top of each other. We're about to Venn diagram this stuff. There we go. We'll go for dagger. And no, I'm going to take the extra armor. Yeah, the game is fun. I will say, I just want to go ahead and emphasize the game. I think that the game is fun. I think it has a good quality of stuff there. A lot of stuff to unlock. I'm not a big fan of collecting like parts of puzzle pieces to unlock stuff. I would rather the stuff either be locked away, like you have to find, and or like a quest that you have to complete. But I'm not a big fan of the puzzle unlocks. Let me know, are you a fan of the puzzle unlocks, or is that something you're cool with? Because honestly, I don't know. I've just never been a big puzzle piece guy. I like the fact that you can unlock them through a currency, like early. I don't know. Every time I see those puzzle pieces, it kind of aggravates me a little bit. I was like, damn it, I need 18 more pieces of this whatever to find. I'm going to find randomly. It's whatever. But yeah, also, the other thing you're going to notice immediately right here, since this is our first boss in this map, was the first boss that we fight on the first map was also called the Goose Tyrant. And the second boss we'll fight on this map is also the lady that we fought at the same time as the main boss. And that's because there are no other bosses in the game, as far as I can tell, for you to fight. It's always going to be the Goose Tyrant and the Lady Justice, or whatever the thing is called. And then the final boss will always be the same final boss across all 3 stages. So it's a little bummer that, there aren't different varieties of bosses. In a way, even though this game was released in a full release type status, as far as like level and boss content goes, it does kind of give me the feeling of still kind of something that you would find in early access. Now, the developers are free to do what they want, but I do hope in the future we actually get to see more quality in the form of like a different variety of different bosses. Not that the bosses have really given much of a challenge to anything. It very much feels the same way how Megabonk deals with their bosses, and the same as that most of them just kind of run at you and like, do projectiles on the ground. Looks like we finally managed to find the boss location, so that is now marked on our mini-map for whenever we decide to trigger the final boss. But I'm going to make our way around the map a little bit. Probably going to head back to base here in a second and activate some of those building upgrades. I was hoping we could find another lair to activate before we head back, get some more treasure under our belt. Looks like we have some altars right here. And then I'll probably take these jump pads back to that boss, or back to the base. Let's go ahead and do the tornado again. And then we'll go towards that monster lair right there. And assuming there's no other monster lair within our vision, I'm going to head back. Alright, there's that one. And as far as I can tell, I can't see... Ooh, there's an altar over there. Alright, and somehow he dropped the chest up on the roof there. Let's go with, let's upgrade our, crossbow just a smidge. I would like to get some more bounce off his shots. Now they've got another black obsidian, so we're doing a total of 20% extra damage through there. And there is another monster lair within sight of this shrine that we can activate. We'll do projectile count. These barrels do explode. They do give you time to get away from them if they get close enough. And looks like we found ourselves another smolder. Alright, let's get back to base. Luckily for us, ooh, there's a shrine right here next to our base as well. I see one right over there we can tag as well. Actually see a couple of shrines we can take. We'll go with the cooldown and range of these again. I like shrines. Alright, grab that. Ooh. Legendary projectile count increase from 11 to 13 on all of our projectile-based stuff. That's sexy. Alright, let's see what upgrades we can get. We upgraded two of our, or at least one of our buildings, I thought. Acorns. You do acorns.
Built it. Not because I had to.
Elite
because
damage.
I could.
And regeneration, sure. And another upgrade. Projectile crown. Ooh, we can keep up. Man, how many more upgrades do we have for this? 11% crit chance. Okay, so all the upgrades there. Upgrade here. We'll take barrier. Evasion. Now, looks like all upgrades we got for that one. What about this one over here? We got attack speed. And that gave us a fence around our place. Poison surrounding enemies. Movement speed. And obsidian. There we go. And so that is the cool thing. This little tower defense area, it does get more defensible in the sense that now your enemies have lower choke points, or less choke points to attack you from. And I do, like I was saying before, sorry, a slight tangent. I do think this is glitched. We'll try this again, but as far as I can tell, I don't ever get any legendary artifacts from this. So we're going to click this one. Yeah, and as far as I can tell, I didn't get any legendary artifacts. I don't know, I feel like that one's bugged. But now we can start heading towards the boss. If I remember correctly, to the right of that archway is another shrine. Yep, there it is. And we'll make our way over to the boss to fight him. In about 1 minute and 10 seconds, we're going to have the other boss show up as well. It's not going to matter either way. I feel like we can take them both down. We got more damage on our tornadoes. Take that one. The sad thing is I don't think I'm going to be able to get my octopus, our tornado, up to level 20. Mostly because we kind of spread our ability to level up a little bit thin by picking up a 4th ability slot when we unlocked it. That's okay. Ooh, he spawned right on top of me. That's fine. We have a decent amount of mobility. We have a good amount of jump to jump over enemies because enemies don't do damage to you unless they physically contact you and hit at you. So that's good. We got about 30 seconds left before other boss shows up. There's a little purse right there. And this guy is already half dead, so we are in the clear, I'm pretty sure. There you go. And should be actually hitting both of them pretty hard because of the fact that we do have ricochet on our arrows, on our crossbow. Candle Knight's down. Lost Hope is about to go down. There we go. We'll level up our first chest. I'm going to take the dagger upgrade.
Another victory.
And for that level up, apple for that one just got randomly rolled. And what do we get from this one? Gloves of speed. How many gloves of speed do we have now? We're attacking 30% faster. That's pretty nice. And as you can tell, from whenever we meet the boss, the timer goes closer to 0. So now we got the final wave spawn on us. We need to make it back to our base. Let's increase the level. Oh my god. Look at her health. That's what I'm talking about. These guys hit excessively hard. Alright, we get in here. Time to transition to the next level. Alright, projectile increased. It doesn't even matter. We've been actually upgrading our armor pretty hard, and those guys did a crazy ton of damage to us. Let's go ahead and do the barrier, lifesteal, and cooldown. That's fine. And now we're on to the final map. And then now we're basically doing the same thing. We're scouting for the bosses, we're completing challenges, grabbing altars, and looking for the final boss. Once we complete that final boss, we then just make it to the sword in the middle, and then we're Audi 5000. That'll complete the whole run. Alright, so let's go with, we definitely need more health. We almost died to those guys. There's another upgrade. Ooh, let's take the rerolls, bands, and skips. Alright, and we'll go for the... I'm going to keep on going for health, honestly. Another bag of shards. And there's also achievements for quest achievements you can get for completing a certain level requirement for the guy. There's one for reaching level 20, one for reaching level 40, and I think the next one is level 80, if I remember correctly. This one, we'll take that extra 30 health. Alright, so now we're on the outside of the map, looking in, trying to find boss location. I haven't even seen a monster lair yet. There's our base. Nothing out here. Not even a monster lair. That's crazy. Do they all spawn on one side of the map or something? Not even any jump pads here to go this direction. But I do like the fact that you do transition to different like types of the map. That's fine. But yeah, again, I could see how some people would get like tired of seeing the same visuals over and over again. I'm kind of a simple man. I play these kind of games when I'm trying to figure out what else I want to play, and they kind of like brain rot a little bit. And sometimes it's nice to enjoy a little brain rot. I don't take life too seriously. I'm here to play games and enjoy myself. Let's go ahead and do the damage on the crossbow. We haven't been getting a whole bunch of damage upgrades, so that definitely goes a long way to helping us out. Crossbow could definitely be our most consistently strong weapon in the entire game, because it gives you that bounce on projectiles and the projectile count itself. Cooldown and size of the arrows. Yeah, let's go ahead and increase that one. There's a monster lair right here in front of us. I think this is the first monster lair we've seen on this map. Alright, we got another ember. And a shrine right next to it. Or next to the monster lair right here. That's nice. And they all happen to spawn around the shrine. Hey, yo, we found ourselves a magnet. Let's go ahead and increase our projectiles by 2.
My precious.
Go ahead and grab this magnet while we're at it. There's our goose tyrant. And another 2. Holy crap. A lot of projectiles. Guy has 440,000 health, close to 500,000 health. And he's absolutely getting decimated by our tornadoes. Grab those. Got some extra armor. Extra armor never hurt. Gonna open up this chest if we can. Another monster lair up there coming up. We can go for that altar afterwards. Looks like that altar is like right outside our base. We still haven't seen our boss. Oh, there's our boss. All of them are dead. Quiver giving us extra projectiles. Hell yeah, that's nice. That's a good pickup. If we got 8 minutes on the clock, and we've already gone around the map for the most part, I'm going to go for this shrine over here. Movement-wise, there really isn't any sense to jumping around as crazy as you want to. It doesn't seem to give you like any more mobility, so I don't really actively use that much. It's mostly for getting over enemies. But as you get closer to the final wave, you definitely want to stay away from the jump, because the final wave of enemies is little black creatures that have got like a lot of extra verticality in them. Those guys will leap into the sky after you, and it's very easy to bump into the midair. Gonna open up the monster lair. Another smolder. Alright, and I'm not going to free the boss just yet. I'm going to look around the map. And something tells me now that I didn't realize how much time we had left whenever we beat that final boss. I think the final boss runs out your clock as soon as you kill it. So I think that probably the best bet for handling the final boss is probably going to be dragging him towards your main base. Which is definitely knowledge I wish I thought I had had in advance. Got to upgrade our daggers just a little bit more. But let's go back to our base and look at potentially buying some passive upgrades before we head over to the boss. We'll go with crossbow. Yeah, I think we'll go with crossbow. Looks like there's a consumable all the way over in that direction. Ricochet. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I love my ricochets. Let's see what we got here. We got attack speed. We got extra health. We got some movement speed. I should take the gold from kill, honestly. And now I need money. Because stuff is expensive. Go ahead and put one of these down. That's from the tavern. What about this tower over here? 290. Yeah, no, we're definitely... I don't think we're going to get enough to warrant anything. That looks like it's a bomb upgrade. Oh, that's a health potion. Okay. I don't really care too much about the health potion. Are there any shrines we didn't awaken over here? There's a gambling shrine. Ooh, okay. So it looks like we only spent like 45 shards to get whatever this is. 10% extra damage? I'll take it. We do 40% extra damage by default now. Given that we have that many. Of the obsidian shards. I'm gonna go ahead and open this chest. More health regen. Alright. Now, probably what we want to do is wait till the next boss is, the Lost Hope boss, shows up. We'll take her out, and then we'll drag the final boss over to our main base, so that way we can get out and not have to deal with the ads that come in. So what I'm probably going to do here is just be a good defender around my own base. Looks like we have a decent amount of clear. Definitely the bow was helping out a lot. Go ahead and pick up all this XP on the ground. Increase the projectile count of our throwing knives. That's fine. Tornadoes is probably doing an excellent amount of work too. I don't know what that blue little dagger, hilted dagger point of the ground does. I'm assuming it does like a whole bunch of instant damage to enemies nearby, but it's hard for me to tell. What we got here? Cooldown? Yeah, I'll take cooldown, and let's find out what this building can offer us. 300. Okay, so the price on all the towers goes up. I see.
Too much drama, not enough substance.
All right.
Let's fix that.
Lost Hope is showing up. There she is. Let's go ahead and take her out, and we'll head to the final boss. And she's still losing a decent amount of health. She got 850,000 health, so we're doing the damages, that's for sure. Alright, she's down. There's a bomb here used to clear out a whole bunch of enemies around us. We can go for 2 additional projectiles, that's fine. 10% gold from kills, awesome. Take this, and chest drop chance. I didn't even know we could go for a chest drop chance. That's pretty awesome. We'll take the armor. And we're Dunsky's there. Alright, time to head to the final boss. Oh, that's weird. I didn't even mark it on the map. I should have seen where we were at map-wise before I... Oh, there he is. I guess I didn't get close enough for him to mark it. Alright, so the moment we start fighting him, we want to drag him back to the base. That's exactly what I'm doing. Guy has 2 million health. Wow, that's way up there compared to the 200 or 850,000 Lost Hope had. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we can still get him over here before 2 minutes and 30 seconds is up. He will still move a little bit slow. Where's he at? Okay, see, he's right over there. I'm just going to run outside of my base until he gets here. Collecting some extra gold. And again, because of the fact that we're funneling enemies through these gates, it does make it a little bit easier to kind of dictate where the enemies are coming from. You know, through your choke points and whatnot. Let's go ahead and take the extra health. Alright, he's about to be inside the base.
Another masterpiece. Get used to it.
Attack speed. There we go. So now we got quick, we need some time to finish this guy off inside of our base. It looks like we're doing a pretty decent job. He's doing a little bit of AoE around himself, that's fine. Pick an upgrade, let's go with health. We do have a little bit of life steal as well, so that should come in handy. Those tornadoes should be messing him up. Matter of fact, it does look like the tornadoes are starting to shred the crap out of him. And boom, dead boss. And it goes from a minute to 14 seconds. So, yeah, no, it definitely does that. And now that we're here in the middle, we can just hit the castle, and that's our victory. Looks like our tornadoes did, well, it doesn't actually show you the overall. Oh, yes, it does. I don't know what KK means. Does that mean 4.5 million damage? I want to say that's probably what that means. It looks like it needs a little bit of cleanup as well. Obviously, I knew the bow was going to do a pretty decent amount of damage, seeing as how we had so many projectiles going out of it. And I didn't actually think Skull of with a crystal was actually doing any decent poison damage, because there is no like visual indicator to see that poison damage. Although we could see that the bomb, the unicorn, was doing damage, and it does look like we did get another legendary artifact. Because even though it's not here, it looks like we activated bomb, which is a legendary artifact in the game. It's just not showing up over here on the side, so that's a little interesting overall. And from here, we can head back out to the main hub. And it's from here, we can go over here to the chest, like you guys saw pulsing before, like a little Bifrost beacon. We can come and interact with this. Looks like I leveled up twice, maybe. I think it was level, yeah, I was level 40, or like 38 whenever I came over here. We got some puzzle pieces over here unlocked towards some characters. We got 2 more opens. There's that. Looks like we got a couple puzzle pieces there. Some acorns and some fragments. And it looks like we got a cursed ring we could look to unlock. So let's go check that one out. Close out of the screen. Collection. Is that an artifact? It's not an artifact. Or is it? Did I miss it? There it is. Cursed ring. Increases max HP by 80 and reduces HP regeneration by 50%. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it for free. And then I don't think we unlocked any new scrolls, but we can go here to see if we have any quests finished up. We can do, yep, there's our tornado level up. And then looks like collect artifact unicorn 1 time. There we go. Scrolls, nothing there. Map, nothing there. And looks like we are just 2 short of completing the one for quests over here. That's going to give us 200 keys, 2 more fragments, and then 100 acorns. I don't know what the keys are for. I'm assuming that's for leveling up the overall profile towards your next level up. You can also buy experience with acorns as well. But that being said, that was a look at what Sineus Arena Survivor currently has going on for it. I think the game is fun. I think the game is fine. I do think there are some good quality of life changes they've already made, but I feel like there's some they could definitely make more in the future. I'd like to see some more bosses in there. Maybe a clearer, indication of certain things, such as whenever you use the legendary artifact power-up that you pick up, that'll show you like which artifacts you've already picked up, as well as being able to see if we can have a clearer definition on how we can, do some more tower defense type stuff. Because this game definitely pitches itself as a tower defense stuff, but as you can see, the tower defense stuff kind of comes in as more as like a like a cosmetic thing. Like, you're not really so much as using that as you're using it to buff yourself up so that you can survive the rest of the map. But that being said, That was a look at the game. If you like this sort of content, you want to see more videos like this here on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know what you think of the gameplay. And until next time, you guys take care, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Later.